Hello and welcome. I'm Marian LaSalle, my co-host Ricki McKenna, and our dear guest, who's back again, Carol Pilkington. I didn't say that right at all, did I?
You finally did.
I
You did
finally got
good.
it out, yes. And we're on the Connectors Edge podcast. And I'm really excited about having Carol back because the last time she kind of teased us with some things that she was doing. So today I think we're going to get a really good idea of what that tease was all about. So, anyway, I just want you to know that the Connectors Business Network is really about connecting with people and their products and services because you know what's personal. That's the whole deal. To me, you can post all your stuff, all day long, but if it's not connecting with people personally, it doesn't mean much. You're not going to get much traction out of it if you're just generally posting. We were talking about that in our mastermind today. And it really does make a difference when you're personal with people. So that's my whole thing for the week today. This week is about being personal. So in this particular week that we have coming up, we have a lot of great and wonderful things happening. Personally, if you want to read a book that's going to be helping your business, we have a book club, and it's the Connectors Hour Book Club. And this is the book that we're reading right now, The 12-Week Year. And it's about how you reframe your mind about your business. But coming up, I just got my new book. We're about to go into this book, which is Start with Why. Why are you doing what you're doing? How did you start? What was the reason? So that's a lot about the book club. It's all about personal connections. So the next thing we got going on is, I believe, Red O'Loughlin. He's on how to help your authority building. Okay, so how do you build your authority with books or content? And he's really good. I think he has 8 books now, so he's very,
Eight or
very
nine.
good.
Yeah.
What's that?
8 or 9.
I think he's about to launch his 9th book, and guess what it's called? Aging sucks,
Aging sucks.
but it doesn't have to.
Right. Catchy
Yeah.
touchy.
So every Monday and every Thursday we have things going on. We have a membership where you can come in and communicate and talk and be personal with other people. We also have a group of people who really like to do things together, just like what Ricki and I are doing here. We are doing this podcast together. There's a lot of collaborations going on. I'm witnessing it every week. There's something new going on. And we have an expo that we're going to this Saturday. We have a physical expo that we're going to be.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking now, and we're going to really dive into Carol's newest, latest, greatest. So Ricki, take it away.
Thank you, Marian. And welcome, Carol. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Good to
And
see
it's
you.
what I'm excited because you told us before about something that you've created, and it's just about finished, as I understand it. It's a card deck, and introduce it so that people can understand what to expect. And I hope I'm not overdoing that, but I know that you follow through beautifully with whatever you plan. So tell us about the card deck.
Okay, I'm so excited. It's called Words Create Worlds, a mindful deck for clear thinking and conscious communication.
I love it.
I
Nice.
know. I'm so excited about this. There are 52, maybe 54 cards. I put in a couple of bonus cards there. And basically, they're cards with exercises for people to do on a daily, weekly basis. Whatever they can even pull a card like a tarot card and pull that card like on a Monday and work on that exercise for the whole week. It's really about becoming more aware and conscious of the words that we use and um, how we how we speak about ourselves and how we see the world. So, for
Wow.
instance, a lot of times we might use words like all the time, always, I never, they never, we never.
You never.
Exactly, right?
Yep. Or you
And
always.
yes.
Yes.
And we become so automatic in our language that we lump
Yes.
everything into one bucket and people into one bucket. So there's no room for change. There's no room for seeing things as they are in any particular moment. And so these are the kinds of things that when we become aware of, bring us back into more present time.
Mm,
Yeah.
I
love
love
it.
it. I absolutely love it. I'm just so amazed. I told you I want to be your first customer. As soon as they're ready, please send me the way for me to pay and I'll give you my address because this is the kind of stuff that I absolutely adore. It's a way for us to put down all the crap and not everything's crap, but you know what I mean. Put down all of our worries, put down all of the thoughts that we had. It's kind of like going to sleep. Some people can't sleep because their mind is just a going, right? And so
Hmm.
if you can have this deck of cards and pull a card, or like you said, each day have a card type of thing, if you could do that, it would bring you to a place where you can put that other stuff down.
And it also,
Exactly.
what I love, Carol, is the fact that it will make you way more present in the present, in the now,
That's what I was trying to get
and
at.
make you
Yes.
reframe. It's like reframing to
Yes.
me the paradigm in which you speak or from which you speak, because that's the thing that I've been studying something. As friends of mine wrote a book called The Trust Frequency, and it's all about reframing how you think. And I think that your cards will address this beautifully. I would love to connect you with them because they're putting together movies and they're extremely focused on consciousness.
Oh, see a
Yes.
collaboration. She's
Yeah,
already thinking. That's
it's
good.
what I love about it is it's universal consciousness.
Hmm.
That's what the book is about, and how to change the paradigm of negativity, of fear. There's one paragraph in their book that addresses about 15 different fears that most people have, whether it's fear of, the trash is not done, or anything from that to um, the bombs are going to fall, you name it. But it almost is laughable, but it's so true.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
It
I think
is.
what your card deck is going to do is give people the way to say, oh, okay, I can focus on this today or for the week. And, and even a week,
Even this minute or hour. Like
yeah,
sometimes we just need a break. Our mind
exactly.
needs a break.
Yep.
Exactly. In fact, if we were able to practice observing in each and every moment in real time what we're saying, how we're feeling, our nervous system, what our nervous system is doing,
Mm.
it would really help us to live more in present time. Because as I'm sitting here with you, I'm literally, you know, scanning my body
Mm.
as it's going through its nervous system and what it's feeling and experiencing. And that takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of practice to be able to do that in real time. We talk about mindfulness, but we don't talk about the mechanism of mindfulness, what it takes to be mindful. And observing is that mechanism.
Wow.
And yeah, it's huge. It's not a small effort, but it can become effortless.
You know,
Mm.
as you're talking about that, I'm sitting here thinking, when do I think about my body? Well, usually when it's hurting. If my leg is falling asleep because I'm sitting on it or something, I but other than that, it's just what's going on around me. So I relate to what you're saying. We don't really scan
Well, that
ourselves.
and Marian, do you and Carol, do you ever feel as though there's so much going on around you at one time that it's hard to focus? And the stuff around you very often is noise, literally noise. Um, but if you watch a half an hour's worth of television and you watch a station that allows commercials, oh my God. I mean, it's the interruptions of the program. It's just one after the other, after the other, after the other, even on cable TV, where you're supposed to be able to get rid of some of that noise and the plethora of commercials. You could almost forget about what you were focusing on, even if it's a really engaging mystery program or something. There's just so much thrown at us every day.
Yes.
And that's just one media, TV.
Exactly. That's why it's really important for us to unplug from time to time.
Mhm.
And the more we pay attention to what is going on internally, we can better deal with what's going on externally. Because the more present we are, the clearer we are, the more able we are to see other people and what's going on truly. There's more discernment, there's better decision making, and we have more joy when we're living in present time. Fear, anxiety, depression can't live in the same space as love, and presence breeds love.
Yep.
Carol, I have a question about how you came up with the idea for these cards. What was it going through your mind, or what did you see that said, this is what people need, and
Well,
I'm going to create it?
this has been my life's work, and I have been trying to figure out another avenue because, like you were saying, Ricki, there's so much noise out there, and um, there is a lot of teaching out there, but I wanted to come up with something that's simple to do, but it's not necessarily easy to do, and do it in a way that would make it a little bit more accessible for people. And the card deck does that. It's something that we can have on our desk, that we can reach for and pull a card
Yep.
and contemplate what that is on that card so that we can be more conscious and more awake to what we're experiencing inside and outside. And so that's why I came up with this card deck and how I came up with it. What can I do to help people access something quickly that's at their fingertips so that they can do these mindful practices?
When do you
Hmm.
think you'll be finished with it and it will be available on the open market?
Probably by no later than September, if not sooner.
Sooner would be better.
I know.
I want to rush you. But I'm just sitting here thinking about what you're talking about and how necessary this is today because of all the chaos and the noise. And I was wondering, just for fun, if one of your cards just says breathe.
No. No, there really is one card says observe first, then describe.
Oh,
So, for instance, practice seeing clearly before words rush in. Feel how perceptions shift when delaying a description. So, for instance, if I go and look at a sunset. I want to be fully immersed and embracing and present with the sunset. But watch how we automatically begin to put words to it and
Mm,
describe it rather than just being with it. We are so thrown to needing to describe something that takes us completely out of present time and describing
hmm.
it becomes a memory. It doesn't become, we're not there with it any longer. We're thinking, we're not being.
Yeah, I can totally relate. I do
Yes.
a lot of writing, so I can totally relate to what you're saying. How could I tell people about this? How can I describe it where it's instead of just experiencing it?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Hmm.
I, I
Interesting.
have, I have to tell you something I did last week, Carol. There, about a mile from here, is an access to a river, and it's flowing much lower than it usually does, but there's still a spot that's very quiet and away from most of the noise, literally the highway, the whatever. And I sat there overlooking the river, watching. There's a spot where it goes over rocks. It's like a tiny little waterfall. And I was just sitting there thinking, gee, that's a pretty waterfall. And I wonder if it's going to be, if the river's going to get any more water when the snow really starts to melt. And all of these thoughts were going through my head. And I literally said to myself at one point, shh, just
Yes.
look. And I just shut my mouth and tried to shut my mind off and just look and kind of absorb. Is that what you're
Interesting.
talking about?
Exactly what I'm talking about. But also it's about observing that you're trying to stop it. We're not trying to use force here, right?
No.
Because that's just part of the programming operating. And so you observe that your mind is describing that it's doing all these things. And once you observe something, it shifts the dynamic.
Hmm. It reminds me of my favorite phrase from Mary Morrissey. Notice what you're noticing.
Yes. There's another way of saying it, being aware of being aware.
Hmm. Wow. We need the deck. We need the cards. I think the world needs the cards, and I'd be happy to help you promote it however I can.
That's so sweet of you. I really appreciate it.
Mhm.
Well, I feel as though, and I think Marian, you both agree, and I think our audience will agree, when you find something or you learn about something that really helps a person feel, see, and be in the present and enjoy their lives instead of being in fear of whatever, that it should be shared unabashedly, whether it's on social media or on something like this. It should be shared because it can help other people. And maybe
Okay,
I'm just,
let's talk about that a little bit, Ricki, because I remember I had a friend, she's passed away now, but she would always say to me, well, Marian, you just like sharing everything you're doing. You just always are so good about sharing it. And I all of a sudden I noticed she never shared anything. She never shared her
hmm,
thoughts. She never shared
oh,
what she was doing. She never shared any anyway. She never shared anything. And I thought, I guess that's a mindset that either we learn or we're just that's who we are as people. Because no matter what, if she wanted to share, maybe she just didn't know how.
hmm,
You know.
that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to blurt, but that's me. And sometimes it's not well received, and sometimes it is well received. But it's almost as though it's I guess it's childlike in the sense that you have something wonderful you think is great and you want to share it and have everybody else feel the same way. I
Hmm.
don't know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can be an 81-year-old child.
So what Carol's
Nothing
saying
better.
though is there's a time and a place for sharing, and there's
Yeah.
a time and a place for you to just experience and to
Mhm.
check in with yourself. So I would like a little more of that myself. Uh, Recently, we had someone on who was talking about mirror talk and standing in front of the mirror and talking to yourself, and or giving yourself a pep talk or whatever, just all
Mhm.
whatever. And I think that that might help as well. But I don't know if we're just taught this to ignore ourselves, but I think we do need instructions. So hopefully your card deck does come with instructions on how to get away from all the things that we want to do, and to start thinking about how am I going to explain this and that type of thing, because that's me for sure. It wasn't my friend. She never kept everything to herself, so so she wasn't thinking about that. But for people like me, who I just want to share everything, that's immediately where I go. I'm going to write an article about this.
Right.
It's just the way I am. So I need instructions on how not to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Sometimes we have to just let people have their own path.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
Each one of us lives in our own reality tunnel.
Yes.
And sometimes we want to bring people along with us for the journey without recognizing that each one of us has our own journey to travel. And I had to learn this early on. When I began to have experiences of the things that I teach now, presence, pure presence, I wanted others to experience that. And I had to recognize that that's not my business, that I can't drag people along the ride with me, along for the ride. And I had to honor wherever they were and let them find their own way. And so it was a big, big lesson for me. And I had to, they either came along eventually or found their own way or they didn't. But meeting people where they are is really, really important. What
Mm.
you're talking about, Marian.
Yeah, yeah. So the question that you need to ask them is, would you like an invitation to come along? Because you're
Yeah,
right. Otherwise, I'm like, come on, everybody, let's go. And then if somebody doesn't go, I'm like, what's wrong with you?
right?
Why don't you want
Yeah.
Exactly.
to? I know that Ricki's doing that because she keeps telling us how wonderful her life is now that she's moved to the mountains in Colorado. She wants us to experience it with her, and that's great. I love it, and I am going to come for a visit this summer,
I hope so.
especially when it's hot. I'm gonna go to Colorado and visit you, and then I'm gonna go to Michigan and visit my daughter. So
Okay.
this summer, when it's really hot here, yeah. But no, I totally get that. But we sometimes forget that maybe they're on a different path,
Yeah.
and that maybe we need to ask, hey, would you like to come along? I'd be happy to share or show or whatever. You're
Hmm.
very wise, aren't you, Carol?
Well, I don't know about that. I've lived a long life, so I've learned a few things along the way,
Hopefully, we all have.
right?
Yes. And those are the things that I think we will all want to share, but I think Marion has a very valid point. Sometimes people are not ready to receive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
And therefore, I think the idea of the card deck is brilliant because you can always shuffle the deck and
Yes.
find a card that really applies, that you can approach and work with that in that moment.
I was thinking about that, Ricki. We could start
Exactly.
every podcast with pulling a card,
Oh,
and
how cool.
yes, and then
Exactly.
That's a great idea.
why not? Hurry up, Carol.
Yes, please.
He's
All
such a
right.
tease.
I think that
There,
would
there have
work.
been a few technical difficulties finding the right company
Oh
to
yeah.
work with and stuff like that, you
Oh
know?
yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure of it.
Mhm. Are
Uh-huh.
you finding that sometimes, and this is kind of a sidetrack, but the places to help you or the organizations or the businesses that you think can help you don't always understand what you're talking about? And you have to be very specific. It's like giving an AI command to a chat thing that you have to be extremely specific, detailed in order to get what you really want.
Yeah. Um, I think as more people use AI, that gets in the way too, to answer people's customer support questions. I mean, I find it extremely frustrating because I rarely feel that my questions can be answered by AI.
Yeah,
I absolutely need a live person. And if companies out there really think that AI can take over that human experience, they've got another thing coming.
yeah, I agree.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you where I think AI shines though in that instance. A lot of times if I'm at a website and I can't figure it out and their little, chat bot down there, they don't understand, they're from another country and they're trying to, yeah,
yeah,
I can ask Chat GPT or Claude and they know the answer better than their own website.
I
Uh,
know,
isn't
right?
you found that too? It's like, wow.
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
little bit scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I sometimes feel as though kind of the big brother is watching you thing,
Oh
from
yeah.
back in 1984.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
But
Well, before
I,
we go, Carol, I do want to ask you one final question, and that is, what are you doing right now? How can we help you grow? Where do you want people to contact you? Tell us all about
yep,
how we help you.
Oh, I kind of missed what you said just at the very tail end, but I think I got the gist. So, one of the other things that I'm working on right now is the four pillars of presence. And it's a whole ecosystem that actually even supports the card deck.
mm,
And the card deck can support the this ecosystem that I'm creating. It's a four-pronged program where each prong actually can live on its own. And one of them is the tyranny of imagining the future. And this is basically about dissolving the need for control to um, predict and control the future. Because there is no real future, there's only now. We can contemplate the future, but that is differently. That's consciously contemplating and intentioning what the future could be, would like to be. But when we are so immersed in the compulsion to control and predict the future, that brings us into anxiety mode. So there's a differentiation there. So that's one pillar. The other pillar is completing cycles of action, whether it's um, completing cycles from the past, completing tasks, communicate all kinds of different disappointments that we've had in the past, regrets, completing all those kinds of cycles, and many, many more. And then there's the language that filters and distorts reality. And the last is becoming your own authority. Those are the four pillars. And
mm,
so each one has several modules with lessons in it. So that's what I was working on actually over the weekend, and it finally pulled it all together. And I'll be doing the videos for those pillars and modules.
Fantastic. I'm
Wow.
glad to see what you're doing
Woo.
because you are helping us. You're helping people, and
Yes,
that's
indeed.
that's very nice. I really appreciate that.
Thank
Well,
you.
okay. I guess you're gonna have to come back as soon as those cards are finished, and at least you know who your first customer is.
I know, I'm
Yep.
excited.
Number two.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Yeah.
Both of us, yes. And I
Thank
really
you.
think that the world is ready for this. And I congratulate you because it's a monumental effort. And I am really looking forward to seeing what's there
Yes.
and to
me too.
being present with the cards.
Yes.
So with that, can you let people know how to get in touch with you, please?
Yes, absolutely. They can go to my website at carolpilkington.com/connect.
Okay. You
Okay,
got it. Thank you very much.
And also
thank you so much.
LinkedIn. Just look me up on LinkedIn, Carol Pilkington. They can go there as well.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. We
Thank
got
you
it.
so much, Carol. It's
Thank
so good to
you.
see you and to get an update on what really is exciting. And I am very much looking forward to getting the cards and to hearing even more about what you're doing. It's a monumental task, and I applaud you for
Thank you
that.
so much.
And
Appreciate it.
really just am excited about sharing it. I'm one of those people who shares things. So
I
sometimes
appreciate it.
a little bit overly enthusiastic, maybe.
Not at all. I love
No,
enthusiasm.
me too.
So we are looking forward to having you on again and to sharing your card deck with as many people as possible. And so thank you, thank you, thank you for being with us. Come back again. And
My
if
pleasure.
anyone in our audience has heard something that really sparks an idea, a thought, please let us know in the comments and come back again for Carol and for Marian and myself on the Connector's Edge podcast. Thank you for being with us.
Bye for now.